Interestingly enough, we started with $20,000. We didn't have a lot of money, and I didn't want to go to an institution. I didn't want to put myself in debt before we started.
Hi YouTube, welcome again to Roxania Speaks. If you're joining for the first time, welcome. For my usual viewers, thank you for watching. Guys, please to like, share, and subscribe to this video, and you don't want to miss it. Sit back, relax, and enjoy. Today we're going to be talking about a very interesting topic, starting a business in the middle of the pandemic. How do they do it? Today we're going to be joined by Christine and Andre, and they will tell us just how they do it. Christine and Andre, they are business partners, and their business is RAINE Home Comfort, and they will tell us a little bit more about it. So Christine and Andre, when did you guys started the business, and why did you start something like this type of business?
Hello everyone. We started this business in March of this year. And I guess we started because I was a bit restless, and I felt like I wasn't achieving the things I set out to achieve. So I wanted to do something else. I wasn't fulfilled. So I wanted to do something else that would give me a sense of, or a better sense of independence. So I decided that I wanted to start a small business.
Okay. So that is the when and the why. Anything else you want to add to that, Andre? As a business partner, how did you guys come up with this particular type of business?
Well, we actually were thinking about a myriad of ideas, really and truly, but what would be most logical in terms of starting, the amount of capital needed, accessibility of whatever we needed for the business, those are stuff that we thought about initially when starting the business. But we looked at inside, we looked inwards first, and we recognized that everybody was still home, right? Everybody was still home. So we basically thought about how others are feeling. That's really and truly how it came about, how others were feeling. And we were in this house, we were in this room every day, working from home. The scenery get tired, we can't go outside. So how about sprucing up the home, you know? Finding some unique things to really enhance your space, hence our tagline, curate your comfort zone, because your comfort zone really and truly is your home. So just get some nice things to kind of change it, make it more dynamic and less work and home in the same space. So that's how we came about the name.
The business. About, it's also about comfort and convenience. Because say for instance, a knife sharpener. We would normally get a file to sharpen your knife. So just having a knife sharpener, it is easy to use, it's quick, and you know, things that would make you want to stay home, things that would make you comfortable being at home.
All right, guys. So you said you started at home because you wanted some independence. In terms of starting up, Andre mentioned something about capital. This is really a sore point for a lot of business persons to start. How was it for you to start? Did you get financing from the bank? How did you start?
Well, interestingly enough, we started with $20,000. We didn't have a lot of money, and I didn't want to go to an institution. I didn't want to put myself in debt before we started. I didn't want that type of responsibility. So taking a loan, you know, you would have to pay back, and you have to worry about what if the business doesn't work out and all of that, where the money would come from to pay it back. So we started very small. I started with $20,000. I got excited after we bought the first set of products and realized that it went so quickly. So after selling the first set of products, we used that money and we just invest it back in the business.
So
Yeah,
I pick in a
just
brain
to
a
add,
little. Go ahead,
just to
Andre.
add, alongside with that, we were actually also resourceful internally as well, because in terms of coming up with a name, um, the products to carry, also the graphic work, all of that was done internally,
Yeah.
coming up with the ideas to put things out there, what it should look like, what kind of vibe we want to put forward, the color scheme, everything, all of that was done internally and done within, although it was free, you could say it was done within that $20,000 budget.
Great. So the
Yeah.
$20,000 budget, I was gonna pick Christine's brain. The $20,000 budget, how many things, how many items would you have gotten from then? And what is your stock like? No, your inventory. So your initial inventory and what does your inventory look like a couple months later?
All right. So 20,000, it didn't give us a whole lot of items, but then we were just starting. So we wanted to see what the market would be like before we decided that we wanted to go bigger than that. But after a month, when we bought the second set of products, I think we spent $70,000. And no, we're spending a whole lot more than that because we have increased what we sell in size, in prices. So we sell other things now, like we would bring in an air fryer, we would bring in an Instapot, we'll go with settee covers. So things that are more costly, and we are able to do that using the interest that we
Revolving
made
funds.
from the revolving funds, definitely.
Great.
Yeah, so initially we had a very few items, but we are thankful that the items that we selected were actually fast moving. So
Right.
we were checking today in our not so formal books, and we saw that we were carrying roughly about 180 different products.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes,
From just a
yes.
few to 118 couple months.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great. And what in terms of your customer base, how has it grown from initial stages till now? Tripled, way beyond the few that had started out.
Definitely, because
and you have loyal customers. Are you getting customers
returning
each time, new
customers,
customers?
definitely. Because now we deliver products to Clarendon, Mandeville, St. James, definitely, because that's where I'm from.
Ocho Rios.
Ocho Rios. Andre is in Kingston, so he's there dealing with those people that are there. So we have people from everywhere. We do deliveries to every single where now. So we have a lot of customers, returning customers, customers who tell somebody to tell a friend to tell a friend. So we have grown. We have definitely grown.
And guys, I have storage bins and stuff. I have my storage bag. I have my hanger. I have my what else? I have Andre. I have the thing, the
So much stuff
the
and have more
water,
to go.
the water thingy.
The water pumps.
Definitely we have.
Yes, guys. So I have
That's just
definitely
a
been
few of the things.
supporting RAINE
Yeah.
Home Comforts. So we know that in the pandemic, a lot of disruptions, and yes, even though there are negatives, there are also positives. So we spoke a little bit about capitalizing on the opportunity. But what are some of the challenges that you guys would have faced in the middle of this pandemic? Somebody starting a business. What would you say about the challenges?
Logistics is a major challenge because things that you would normally get in 2 weeks, you're waiting now a month. You're waiting a month and some days, or a month and some weeks. The things that we carry, I think people really are interested in them because most times people are willing to wait for us. So that's the major thing for us right now is logistics.
Okay.
Yeah, so adding to that, the logistics portion, not to belabor the point, but the ports, the ports are rough. The wait time, the lead time. So you know, some persons are impulse buyers, some persons plan it. So we'll at times, admittedly, we lose some impulse buyers because the wait time is too much. And by the time they just move on to purchasing something. Now, another challenge is a countrywide challenge, which is the valuation of the dollar. Something that cost us X amount literally today
Yes,
will cost us
tomorrow.
a whole lot, sometimes more later today as well.
And even customs also, because
Yeah, clearing the stuff at the wharf is another thing. So in terms of, let's say you're having a book, it's hard to have something consistent because every time it's a surprise. Surprise, you know? So even if it's the same set of stuff, same quantity, you're gonna be surprised. I can promise you that. So those are some of the major challenges right now. You know, COVID is another thing. Although we're not necessarily COVID proof, but COVID is another thing where it had challenged our customers in terms of their ability to pay. And again, that's stemming from what we have to be, you know, pricing our stuff at. But those are some of the major challenges.
but another thing also is there's a risk to buying stuff online. I think
Yes.
when you don't know what you're getting, and then you're trying to you're trying to price that product before you receive it. And then when you receive the product, the quality is definitely not good. And it's
Not
not
what they
what you
promised.
expected, then
Not what they
it's a
promised.
problem for you, because now you cannot sell that product at that price, because us, we pride ourselves on selling people things that they are satisfied with.
Right.
We like to have satisfied customers. So if I purchase an item to resell and it is not the quality that I would want for myself, I am not going to sell it to somebody else.
We're not selling it at all.
Right. So that's another challenge too, not knowing what you're getting when you order something.
Okay. Wow. That's a mouthful. But despite the challenges, what are some of the support that you'd have received during this time, whether it be from family or whether institutional wise as it relates to business organization supporting the venture?
Well, I use my family and friends very often shamelessly, because if I
Big up
have to
yourself.
if I have to pay bearer, courier, well, not spared, basically, it's going to cost us a pretty penny. No, I am grateful and I give God thanks. I have family and friends who are very supportive in this venture. We have people who do deliveries for us. I would call on a friend, you're passing my house today, I have something to deliver in Montego Bay. And they'd collect that package from me, deliver it, collect the money, and bring it back. Or if they make a payment online, then it would just be the delivery. And most times than not, we don't have to pay these persons because they understand that we're just starting up and then we need the support. Also, when we just started, I sell everything to family and friends. I had to, because we're trying to get these products out. And if I can't reach a vast amount of people in such a little bit of time, then I'm going to sell to family and friends until we reach the audience that we're trying to reach.
Okay,
Yeah,
great.
big up to family and friends. They've supported us by purchasing, by sharing referrals,
Definitely,
even
yeah.
making suggestions, and we're very grateful for them, because without them, we probably still wouldn't be here to a point that we can say that we can support ourselves in that kind of way,
Yeah.
and reach a wider audience to really continue the business. So big ups to the family and friends, definitely.
You hear that, guys? So family and friends plays a critical role in building up the small businesses. So at this stage where you don't really have all the finances and you use whatever resources that are available to you.
Yes.
So it is good, guys, that your family and your friends will support you, because you don't have a lot of persons who can share the same sentiments as you. So I'm happy that that's working out for you. But you mentioned the challenges, you mentioned the support. How do you guys stay motivated despite all of this? You order a product, it comes smaller than what you did think, the color is different, that sort of thing. Other challenges, people not pay you on time, you know, that kind of thing, or change their mind about an order. How do you stay motivated?
For me, personally, it's always that one customer. It's always that one person who is going to call you after they have bought a product, and they are so excited, they are satisfied, and they'll give you a good review and, oh my God, thank you very much, thank you very much. And it's their money, but you provide them with something that makes them happy. For me, it will always be that one customer who is satisfied when they are through. So that alone would keep me motivated, but then I believe in this. And the fact that I believe in it and I am willing to work towards reaching where I set my goal at. So it's always that one customer.
Yeah, for me, it's really the family and friends that we spoke about earlier.
True.
To that support and that sweat equity and that energy that they put into, you know, do this delivery, take the time out to really even scope out online sometime and say, yo, I think this could work for your business as well, you know. So, you know,
Yes.
that kind of support, it would be hard for us not to be motivated to continue, right? And again, the one customer, I have a friend of mine, big of yourself, Keenan. He was leaving to go over the States and he had seen a knife sharpener on my status and he bought it and said, yo, John Audrey, the lady at home, she complained, say, yo, me not sharpen the knife them and it's hard for deal with the meals them and so forth. So he was leaving to go to the States and he had me get the item and deliver it. And she relayed a comment or a review about it and he said, yo, Dre, yo, the knife sharpener, but you know what? I say, yeah. So it so happened that probably this was like early, probably in March or thereabout, and I saw him just the other day in November, and he said it again to show you that he is really satisfied. They are really satisfied. And, you know,
Yes.
when you think about it, some a simple device like that that really enhance their space, their life, you know, bring value to probably their interaction, you know, it keeps you motivated.
Definitely.
Okay. Uh, I can attest to that. And nothing is frustrating than having a dull knife at home. I complain about that a lot. And I'm using a file, so maybe I need to get something from you, Andre.
Shame on
Yeah,
you.
Right
we
now.
have it.
That is true. I'm using a file right now. So I need to
Yeah,
upgrade for the
yeah, man.
Christmas. All
We
right.
got you.
So what advice would you give somebody who's thinking about starting, they're waving their mind, they're not sure, it's the pandemic, maybe they're thinking people don't really have any money, which I don't know, it is strange because a lot of people buying fast food and just given the climate, you're at home, you have kids, you want convenience, you want things to be done quickly and easily so you can do a lot more things around the house. What would you say to this person who is still undecided, on the fence?
Just start. Um, you don't have to have a lot of capital. Just start. You start small, you believe, you work hard, you reinvest, and you will definitely realize that there's a market out there. There's an audience out there for everybody who wants to start. So, but if you don't start, then you will never know. So all you have to do is
Right.
just start. Start and believe and work hard.
Yeah, yeah, it sounds real cliche, but it's actually facts that you won't
Mm-hmm.
know until you start. And trust me, um, in your mind, you know, you're thinking that this may not work, this is not gonna work, but you don't know. You can't think for somebody else really and truly, right? You just have to, whatever it is, you have to believe in it, put it out there. Again, it sounds cliche, but it's true. So for instance, as Jamaican, as our culture, at times persons don't want to start anything. But trust and believe when you do start, everybody jumping on the bandwagon. right?
Mhm.
So if you are passionate enough and you believe in it and you're willing to work for it and be resourceful, you know what I mean? You will definitely, at least you'll know. So even if, let's say it fails, at least you'll know and you'll leave with some lessons and can
Lessons
probably
learned.
apply to another
Venture.
business idea that you have,
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And that's
So
true.
that
And I
would be
like
my
that point
advice.
that you end on, Andre, because a lot of persons tend to box themselves in and they would have seen a problem or a need and they're only one track minded. This is the only way I can solve the problem or satisfy the need, when there are myriads of different ways that you can actually solve that business. So if it doesn't work out using this type of venture, there's something else that you can always use to solve that problem or
Yeah,
satisfy that
and let me
particular
add,
need.
Roxy, that um, just like a business, it has a business life cycle, right? Just like someone living, we have start, midway, and we have end. And with
Mhm.
life, we have ups and downs, and the business world is no different, right? So it just depends on that person's mindset to really stick to it, really believe in it, and be resourceful. Resourcefulness is so key, especially when you're starting out, because you don't have the money to do the big things and man compete,
That's
right?
true.
So you start small, start where you're at, and just give it a try, yeah, man.
And be
And
consistent.
true.
Yeah,
And also a lot of persons have this concept that they are not a business person. I'm not a business person. I am not a business person. I don't think I wanted to be a businesswoman either. But
Mhm.
and there are a lot of persons out there also who have great ideas. It's just that they don't want, they're afraid to make a start because
Mhm.
they're afraid to fail. But then if you don't try, you won't know.
Right.
and to be
And
honest, I just want to just interject right here. I think that is the dynamic between myself and Christine. Christine is a doer. Not that she don't have ideas, but I am a idea a dime a dozen, right? But
mhm.
Christine is a doer, and just probably that is a answer to that problem. If you have an idea, probably find somebody who will do it,
Right.
and support them. So being resourceful and consistent and resilient.
Okay. That's a good note to end on, guys. So thank you,
Yeah.
Andrea and Christine. And as we wrap up, I just want to say to you, viewers out there, those persons who have been thinking about something, what can you do? Scan your environment, observe what is happening out there. There are several businesses which would have started in COVID. You have cleaning services because people want sanitization to sanitize whether the home or offices, that sort of thing. Persons doing delivery because most persons are at home and they probably don't have the time to prepare the meals. And then we'll have curfew, place lock up early. So when you have this is an option as well. Be able to travel, carry your packages, right, for
Mhm.
logistics. Masks, people making masks and that sort of thing. And all different things you can get into, but those are some of the ideas that you could consider. It may seem that it is saturated now, but as time progresses and we're getting into the digital age even more, there are a lot of other ideas that will come up, those even to support some of these businesses. So it doesn't have to mean that you're selling something. It could be that you're supporting a business person.
Yeah.
Some persons would probably have challenges, say, for example, with bookkeeping, and you could provide that service to some of these smaller businesses who are starting. They may not have the time
Mm.
or they may not know how to do it. So that is
Yeah.
one. So guys, you have to keep current, find out what is
And
there.
outsource what you don't know.
That is good. Keep a
Yeah.
good online presence. It may seem small now, you may not have a lot of followers, but once you're consistent and you start to develop your customer base, you'll realize that you will grow. And sometimes it's outside of persons who you really don't know. So
Yeah.
guys, there you have it. RAINE Home Comforts providing solutions for families, right? For convenience, that sort of thing, guys. Please remember to check them out. I will post their link in my description, as well as follow them on Instagram, and they're also on Facebook. And guys, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And of course, I'm Roxania, and we are saying bye until next time on Roxania
Right.
Speaks.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.